Ms. Moss, how has this experience of being targeted by the former president and his allies affected your life?
It's turned my life upside down. I no longer give out my business card. I don't transfer calls. I don't want anyone knowing my name. I don't want to go anywhere with my mom because she might yell my name out over the grocery aisle or something. I don't go to the grocery store at all. I haven't been anywhere at all.
That was Shaye Moss testifying in front of the January 6th committee. Moss was a Georgia election worker who became a target of Donald Trump's conspiracy theories about the 2020 election results. As you just heard, those lies turned her life upside down. Moss served as a poll worker, counting ballots at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. After the 2020 election, lies about ballot counts fueled multiple conspiracies. Well, today we learned Special Counsel Jack Smith is very interested in surveillance video of that vote count. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reports that back in May, Smith subpoenaed all security footage from that arena. NBC News has confirmed that reporting. Joining me now is one of the gurus of all things Georgia, Greg Bluestein, a political reporter for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, and our legal guru, Melissa Murray, is still with us. Greg, what do we know about Smith's interest in this surveillance?
Well, we know that prosecutors, including Smith, but also Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis, is very interested in the fallout of these lies, because the lies about the vote counting at State Farm Arena in downtown Atlanta have become the go-to, a favorite of election deniers in Georgia and really beyond. And as you heard from the testimony, they upended the lives of Ruby Freeman and Shaye Moss, transformed their lives. They couldn't go out. They had to go in hiding, faced death threats. I mean, a real tangible outcome from these election conspiracy lies. And they were promoted chiefly by Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump's lawyer, who used portions of the video of legitimate vote counting, that investigators later found after reviewing hours of footage. There was no wrongdoing, but he used the portions of that video to allege that they were doing something wrong. And as a result, they faced death threats and upended lives.
You mentioned Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. She has asked for things actually not to be scheduled in the first half of August. That is signaling a possible timetable for charges. What are you hearing?
Yeah, we are still expecting an announcement next month in August from the District Attorney Fani Willis. The grand jury has already been seated and could already be hearing evidence about this case right now, and we're still expecting her to seek criminal charges against Donald Trump and his allies. We have no reason not to believe that she'll take that step, and we've even heard from special grand jurors who have indicated that Donald Trump and other big names could be, in line for criminal prosecution.
Now, Melissa, Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, a name that all of us know by now, met with Jack Smith's investigators last month. How important is he for the state and the federal cases?
So I think he's absolutely the fulcrum around which the Georgia charges would pivot. I mean, he is the one who apparently received that request from Donald Trump and the Trump campaign to find me some additional votes. So his testimony will surely not only tell us what was said, it will also give us some sense of what the mindset was for both the former president and those around him. So he's absolutely pivotal here. And it's not surprising that we saw such a concerted effort on the part of Donald Trump and the Trump campaign to limit the grand jury report that was issued and to disqualify Fani Willis and from preventing this case from even going to an actual prosecution and indictment.
Melissa, how might then the Georgia case overlap with Jack Smith's two investigations? We know they're on separate but seemingly parallel tracks, right?
Well, if any of your viewers watched The Wire back in the day, you'll know that quite often there can be concurrent jurisdiction on, there can be the same case, the sort of same factual circumstances, but two different prosecutions because of two different sets of laws. One's on the federal level, one on the state level. So this is sort of the perfect Venn diagram where the conduct itself can give rise to legal liability on both the state side and on the federal side. And the question again is going to be, how do Fani Willis and Jack Smith operate in tandem? Will they cooperate with each other? Who will go first? Like, I imagine that this is something that's being worked out right now.
So there is this surveillance footage, which is of interest, but something that folks across the country have been taking a look at are these fake electors. Now, the Georgia Republican Party has already spent more than $340,000 just this year defending the so-called fake electors targeted in the Fulton County District Attorney's probe. Greg, I'm wondering what that signals about how things might play out politically if charges end up being filed in Georgia.
Yeah, one of the reasons why it's taken so long for District Attorney Fani Willis to announce whether she'll go forward with the charges is because this case is so complex and it involves far beyond Donald Trump. And among the potential targets are a number of fake electors. 8 of them took immunity deals, at least 8, but others, including the former GOP chair, David Schaefer, could be in her crosshairs right now. And we know that more than $500,000 has now been spent by the Georgia GOP in the last 2 years on these legal fees, because there's a very deep concern that fake electors could be indicted. And so donations from donors going towards Republican causes and Republican initiatives are instead now going towards those legal fees, that legal battle.
This is going to be a hot legal summer. Greg Bluestein and Melissa Murray, thank you both very, very much.